Vellum, rice paper, embossed cardstock, transparencies, anything that is not your normal for your everyday scrapping. That's what we call specialty papers. And in Iron Crafter Challenge this month, we have to use our specialty papers. So I am using the No Patterned Paper pack that I received from Scrapbook Fantasies to promote for them from the islands, and I'm using the vellum and I'm using the rice paper, and I'm going to create a layout using those today. Now they will meet the criteria, of course, because they are specialty papers. Now, as I said, I'm sort of combining it in a 2-for-1 where I am using the Scrapbook Fantasy products, and the goal was to create a layout without using patterned paper. So that's what I'm doing today. I am starting off by using plain white cardstock. Oh, horror. Yes, I know. I am using white cardstock as my base. I have my 3 photos, and these photos get moved around so many times before I actually come up with the final product, and I'm very happy with it. I'm going to use that title that you just saw there from the chipboard, and that too is from Scrapbook Fantasies, as is this stencil. It is a script stencil, and I love it because it is not a full sheet, it's just a fine one that I can put in and around my photos. I'm using gathered twigs here to put my stencil together on my layout, and I am just placing it in and around where the photos are going to sit. I do like this script stencil. I use it quite a lot, and gathered twigs, of course, is one of my favorite distress oxides for aging or distressing my papers. Now I'm using the chippies here that you can see that I was also set with this kit. As I said, we're not allowed to use any of the full sheet pattern paper. They often put these specials on. You'll just need to check the website when they're on or available, but at the moment you can find each of these papers that I'm using on their website, and you can purchase them anyway. So this is the title Sandy Toes, and I'm going to ink it up now to give it the colouring that I want it to have, and I'm using the amber, fossilized amber distress oxide here to cover it up first, and then I'm going to also come in over the top with the gathered twigs because I want it to look beachy. I want it to look like the sand that you see when you hit the ocean and the beach. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'm going to let that dry a little bit, but first of all I'm going to clean up my glass board, and that's the beauty of it. You just wipe it over with a bit of water and it all just lifts off nice and clean, and that ink is gone. Now I'm going to get my fossilized amber distress spritz, and I'm just going to add some gold sparkles here and there with the splatters. Now that's going to just make that title stand out a little bit more. Alright, let's get to making this layout. As I said, it's part of the Iron Crafter Challenge. Tara this month challenged us to use our specialty papers, the ones that we don't normally touch but we have heaps of in our stash, and it's so true. So I am just going to lay my base down. It is white, I know, shock people. Kathy is using white cardstock as the base of her layout. I'm going to add some smooshing, and I'm going to use my smooshing tool that I created watching some other YouTuber, and it is so good because I can control where all of this ink is going, and I love it. I've used the fossilized amber again, and that is allowing me to just pull it across nicely and dab it where I need it to be. Nice and easy. There's my background done. Not so white. I think I can cope a little bit now. Alright, so now that this is in place, I can put these photos down again, and once again you will see they have been manipulated. Alright, using the rice paper, I'm going to use the water here, and rice paper is a bit like mulberry paper in that it's fibrous and it's hard to tear if it's dry. So if you wet it, you are actually going to be able to tear it a whole lot easier. So I am tearing it away here, and that's creating a nice ruffled edge to create you know, the edging, so it looks like it's got a bit of texture to it, and that's important when you're layering up all your pieces. I love this effect on the layout. It's layering in a subtle way, and the texturing by using the tearing here just adds that little fibrous feel to your overall layout. So I'm going to layer all of that up behind the photos once it is dry. Now I'll put that to the side and let that dry for a few seconds. Now with my vellum here, I am going to use all my Copic markers and all my alcohol markers, and I'm just going to color a few of these pieces so that they are complementary to my photos and tie in nicely to the overall effect of the layout. Now this is really important. The coloring makes all the difference, and it really does help to lift that vellum. These are fussy cut vellum, so that means the shapes are printed and then you can fussy cut around them, and that's a great idea, I think, out of vellum. It's a great way to use it. So you could use it in the whites, of course you could, and leave it as an extra piece on your layout, but I chose today to color it. That is going to you know, just show you a different way of using vellum on your layouts and the creativity you can do with the cutouts. Now I've got a whole range of colors that are tying in with my photos, but also tying in with that sea appeal that you get with your beach images. So I'm just going to layer up the colors and I'll build them, and you just allow the colors to smoosh together to allow that smooth blending. I really do like using my Copic markers. I usually use it with my Julie Nutting dolls. That's what I have the whole range for. But this vellum and the use of them is, well, it was an experiment because I wasn't sure that it was going to work, and I thought it might smudge a little bit, but it actually goes on beautifully. And so I'm thinking with plain vellum sheets, you could print any image you wanted to match your layout, and then you could come through with your Copic markers and color it. I'd have to give that an experimental go very soon. I think that's a good idea. So I'm adding in some colors to my coral. You can see that they've got the different shades happening there, and I'm really loving how this is working together nicely, and they just look like they've been printed, and they marry in, if you have a look closely, to the colors that are on that rice paper sitting around drying at the top of the board. Now I'm going to color in the shells. That's always a treat. I went to a Copic marker class once, and they showed how you can use them to blend and how to blend with them successfully. By building up layer upon layer, starting with the light and working your way out. So I tend to try and copy that and bring that to the table when I'm using them, so that I get that smooth coloring right across the whole image. And I'm just loving these shells and how they're coming up. Now I'm not using all of the images on this vellum today. I will have enough for another page, and that will come as another layout shortly. But for this one, I'm just finalizing the colors of the shells. Look at that, just amazing. I just love how I've gone from the brown through to the yellow. It looks almost exactly like a real shell. Now this is a bit more scratchy with this color, so I'm just going to use some blending in here to smooth it out. And look at that, what another great thing to work out. That just makes it look so much nicer, and it blends in beautifully, adding highlights into there. So I'm happy with those. I really do like how they've turned out, and so I will sit here and fussy cut one out, showing you how easy it is to cut the vellum and what it looks like when it has been cut out. And I'm going to then go off screen and cut the rest, because you don't need to see how that all comes together. I fussy cut a whole lot of little tiny shells as well from this one that I'm tearing now. This was a printed vellum, which is different to the other one. The other one was for fussy cutting. This one is just a printed one, so I'm layering it up. I did fussy cut those little shells, I'm not going to lie, and I have turned them into stickers, and I'll show you that very soon. I'm just layering up here all of that rice paper because it's now dry, and it's coming into play, and it's adding that textured layered look to my layout. Now these photos are of my favourite beach at Warilla. You can see the pathway leading up through the sand dunes to the beach. There's my first look at the beach, and there's my foot going into the water for the first time this summer. Going to the beach is a big thing in my family. We love the beach, and I always feel grounded when I get back to the beach and have that water and the sand touching. It's very very rejuvenating, I find. So I've just done some journaling on the strip journaling, just saying that, arriving at the beach for the first time and being rejuvenated by the sand and the waves. All right, so you can see all of those vellum pieces that I coloured. Look at that, don't they look magic on there? And I did use my Xyron sticker maker to turn them into stickers, because I find with vellum that's the best way to adhere it to your layout. And I have just layered them up in little clusters around the photo and the title, and I just love how this is coming together. Look at that, the title is now adhered on there as well, and it just blends in beautifully with that mixed media background. And I just have to say, I am in love with that coloured vellum. I'm definitely going to be doing a bit more of that. That looks so good, and it just complements the colours on this layout beautifully. So I've used the rice paper, I've used vellum, and I've created this layout all together, and I think that this has met the criteria quite easily. Just finishing off with some Nuvo drops in the 3 strategic places. You know I like to set up that visual triangle. I am using the yellow to bring in that fossilized amber, and look at that, I love it. Thank you, Tara, for setting this up for us. It is a great challenge. Use those papers, people. Don't be afraid. They are amazing. They do add that texture. Look at it. It just builds beautifully. And look at all of that colour and texture. Love it, love it, love it. And yes, I survived the use of the white background. It did turn out lovely. There is a full playlist linked below of all the players in the Iron Crafter Challenge. We do this every month. Please come and check us out. Go over to Tara and leave some love for her. She is a great coordinator, and without her we wouldn't achieve all of our pops each month. So thanks for watching. Don't forget the thumbs up and the hype, and if you're new, I hope you consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay creative, and I'll see you in the next video.